Havran, thank you for starting the recording. Hello everyone, my name is Sonia and for tonight I'm your host of today's meeting. Why we are meeting here? Well, on a day of 22nd October 1924 happened something very interesting. It was the first official meeting of Toastmasters. What is Toastmasters? Toastmasters is an international non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. That means that worldwide a network is 358,000 members across 143 countries, which means almost 17,000 clubs. And this is one of them. What we do? Toastmasters, we provide and organize effective online meetings where our members can practice their communication, leadership, and entrepreneurship skills in front of other people. Why we do it? Well, I can tell you one or two things, but I will tell you more than five. You can improve your public speaking skills. You can build your leadership skills. You are maximizing your potential. You are enjoying your personal growth. You can work on your networking skills in a small and supportive environment. You practice writing and preparing presentations and speeches. You are gaining a competitive advantage in your workplace or in your normal life. And last but not least, for me, you are building a self-confidence and self-awareness. There for sure are many more advantages why to be a part of a Toastmasters, and we can discuss them later on. However, I would like to welcome you all on tonight's meeting. As I said, I'm your host and I will very shortly tell you something about the agenda. I already pasted into the chat, but I will try to share the screen so you can see it as well on your screens. Okay, you can see it here. As I said, we're starting with me opening the meeting and describing the program. Then we have the first speaker, Tereza Nederlandova, who will be talking about researching and presenting. Her speech will be 10 to 15 minutes. Then we will have straight away the evaluation by Lenka for 2 to 3 minutes. There is as well a panel evaluation, 3 to 4 minutes. I would suggest please make sure you all take notes because I will ask every one of you to contribute. Then we will have the quantitative evaluations. We're starting with the Counter Damian today is counting our unnecessary filler words. Any, so, like, and, etc., etc. That will be on his report. We will hear it afterwards. In case Tereza Yancheva will appear at the meeting, she will pick her Quizmaster wrong. If not, unfortunately, we won't check the attention unless I have a volunteer here, Max or Elena, who would like to take the Quizmaster role, or Grammarian. You can volunteer. I'll have my eyes on you.
That's fine. I do have to leave in an hour, but I can do it. Let's do Grammarian.
Okay, so Elena will be a Grammarian. Max, will you repeat your fancy role of a Quizmaster?
I mean, I might repeat it, but I'll have to leave also in less than an hour. So
no worries, we will manage till 7.
That will be fine. Yeah.
Trust me, we'll manage till 7.
All right.
So I'm marking Elena as Grammarian and Quizmaster Max. Then there will be a timer, Tibor Matiaszewski, and we will close with Havran and general evaluation. Without any further ado, let's go to the speech. Psychological influence of the advertisement. People, I don't know what your ideas are about the advertisement, and I will quickly ask you in a very short welcome round, what is your relationship to advertising? because that will be a speech that Terry will tell us, and I want to know if you are ready and if you know something about. Therefore, I will pick, I will start with Lenka. Lenka, very quickly, your relationship to advertising.
Well, I studied advertising at the university, and that time I clearly hated advertisements, especially for the purpose that they try to create the need in the people to buy anything, even if they don't need it. So I hate this idea. But lately, it's okay if the advertisement is used creatively and non-violently. It is great too.
Okay. Tibor, one sentence, your relationship to advertisement.
I like the type of advertising that does not only make you buy the product, but it makes you feel like you want to buy the product.
Okay, good. Damian, your relationship.
I like original and funny ads.
Okay, original and funny, I agree with that. Max, your relationship to any advertisement.
I'm somewhere in the middle, since it could be positive as well as negative. It's the passive one, which I see more as a danger. However, you might speak about something and suddenly then it might appear either on Instagram or many other pages which you just follow in.
True. Elena, your relationship?
I used to hate advertising. It is not pleasant. I don't like it. I don't want to view it. If I'm watching a movie, I'm watching a movie. I don't want any commercials. So I usually skip through them. But
Beep, beep.
beep, beep, we have to move on. So it is what is in your head is what keeps repeating. So it's very effective. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. We've run out from a time, but I think Danka will just quickly give me a very short thing. How is your relationship to advertising?
Yeah, I find them very annoying, especially on TV or YouTube. But despite of that, it happens to me many times that I bought the product, especially when it comes to the sweets, which I love. So yeah, I'm consumer.
Good. According to that, guys, you are not very keen on advertising. I'm hoping that this is not going to put off our speaker from her speech, because she's done a thorough research and she's going to present us with the psychological influence of the advertisement. Please give a big sign of welcome, shaking hands or using the reactions. Tereza, stage is yours.
Advertisements are everywhere. They are in the bus, they are in the city, they are in the school, on the internet, in the television. They're everywhere. But you may ask, why are they here? So, dear Toastmasters members, dear friends, dear guests, let me ask you a simple question. What's the objective of advertisement? So please give me a sign if you want to share your opinion with me. Sonia?
It should persuade you to buy things.
Yeah, thank you very much. Today, the main objective of advertisement is not anymore to sell directly the product, but it's more about building a brand or building an image of the product. To sell, it's only the secondary goal of the advertisement. To achieve this objective, companies use two principal methods for this. And I'm gonna share with you these and explain you. First one is called mere exposure. It's a technique. Long story short, it's about that we end up liking things the more we are exposed to them. Imagine a situation that you need to buy a medication for your headache. So you go to pharmacy, and now you have two options. First one, you can buy Ibalgin, a very famous, popular, pink medication, which is everywhere in the advertisements. Or you can buy Headache Killer 27, which is just a normal medication without any ads, without any color, just a normal thing. The only difference between these two is that Ibalgin is a bit more expensive. It's like €2 or something, and it's more popular. And now, please help me out and use your reactions below. If you vote that you would buy Ibalgin, give me a thumbs up. If you would buy Painkiller 27, use the clap. Yeah, thank you very much. So most of you have chosen thumbs up. So yeah, vote for Ibalgin. It's pretty logic because you recognize it. It looks really familiar to you. But you may ask, why this is logic? Well, as everyone else in our life, it's all about our brain. There's a brain center, like in here, on the behind of your head, which is activated when you see something familiar or hear something that you recognize. So when you see in the pharmacy Ibalgin, which you have already seen many times before, it activates this part of your brain, and the most important thing, it releases oxytocin in your body. And that's the essential thing here, because oxytocin is a molecule of good feeling. So if you're buying something that you recognize, you feel just good. On the other hand, when you have to confront with something which is unknown or unfamiliar with you, it's your amygdala that's activated. That's another center, and it works like center of danger for your brain. So it's pretty natural that when you buy something more familiar, you will have to buy more and more because you're feeling good. This was, though, essential in the 1,000 years ago, in prehistorical times, when human race just needed to recognize who is your enemy, who is your friend. And it has, with this, we have had a chance to survive. And now, dear friends, it's your business that has changed to survive thanks to advertisements. The other method I'm going to share with you, it's also really simple. It's called classical comparison, and it was found by a Russian physiologist, Ivan Pavlov, in 1890s. And it's about knowing something too, but a bit in the other way. It's about the history, or the story of this technique was that he had a dog, and he noticed that every time Ivan Pavlov entered in the room, his dog started to salivate because he expected the food from his Ivan, from his human. So he was just thinking about this, and he said yeah, we can work with that, I think. So he changed, and every time he gave the food to his dog, he started to ring a bell. And after a while, he noticed that there is a little change. Every time he was ringing on a bell, the dog started to salivate automatically. In fact, this dog was trained to expect a food when he heard the sound of a bell. In fact, he was trained to associate the image of a food while hearing and seeing a bell. And this psychology works for humans too. Because imagine, for example, some famous car brand like Ferrari. When you're buying a Ferrari, you're not only buying the car, you're also buying the image of the car, image of an adventurous guy which is always fast, speed, and has an amazing ideas of adventurous time, etc. When you're buying a limousine, you're not just buying a long car, you're buying a lifestyle of a man with a black tie or with a woman with nice dress, because that's what the advertisement shows you. That's your association with this product. The biggest success of advertisement ever was in company that makes headphones, Beats. I suppose you know it all. The success has started because they spent a huge amount of money to buy celebrity sponsorships. There were many celebrities really favored and known in the world, like Kylie Jenner or LeBron James, other sports players, models, etc. And when the customer wanted to buy headphones, it was not just the regular headphones, it was headphones of Kylie Jenner, headphones of LeBron James. And it gave an impression to the customer that he will be like the celebrity he loves. He will buy also a little piece of the life of celebrity he loves. And that's the success of Beats. The headphones that are sold for $250, while their real price is $14. Dear Toastmasters members, dear friends, dear guests, the advertisement is the art. It's the hard work, but it's a business too. As I said before, advertisements are everywhere. And if you like it or not, they are here to influence us. And we are under their control. And now I will just let you think about my final thought. Will you be the one who will be influenced forever by just watching and listening? Or will you decide to create and to be the one who will influence us? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your speech. Now, everyone has a minute to compose their thoughts, because I will ask very soon Lenka, as the main evaluator, to present her evaluation. However, I will be asking everyone else to provide the feedback in a panel evaluation. Therefore, please think about the speech, check your notes. What do you like? What might be maybe done better? What would be a suggestion how to improve? Because I know that Terry wants to hear all the feedback, because she wants to be better and better. And you can as well think about your relationship with the advertising. If you really want to be or not to be influenced as much as you were before. And when Lenka is ready, she will give me some kind of sign. And I will hand over the word. Okay, Lenka is ready. Therefore, please give a big applause to Lenka and her evaluation of the speech.
Thank you, Sonia, for the word, and dear Tereza, congratulations on such an interesting speech about advertisement. As I said before, I didn't like advertisements at the university. Now I'm changing my view of the advertisement. And I completely agree with you that these days advertisement can be used mainly for brand development. And in this case, it is something completely different than just selling unnecessary objectives and tools. And let's go to the speech and the evaluation. The goal of the speech was to research some unfamiliar topic, organize the speech clearly, use engaging transitions, and cite and use various resources for the speech. So, what I liked about the speech regarding these objectives, I liked the organization, the opening, body, and conclusion. There was clear structure. In the opening, I liked how you started with this. They are everywhere. Advertisements are everywhere, and you asked us a question, which was really good because you engaged people who are listening to your speech. It was excellently done. In the body, you used various transitions about the history of advertisements, the objectives. You explain how or why we are buying familiar stuff, how it is based on historical point of view. You use a lot of examples, Pavel Reflex, Pharmacy, Ferrari, which was excellent. And in the conclusion, you also connected with the opening when you again said that they are everywhere, but it is up to us if we want to be influenced by advertisement or we want to influence somebody different. I liked your your gestures. It was open, and I liked also your intonation. You used pauses very well. You let me enough time to think, and your voice pitch was excellent to hear. What I would recommend regarding the body, when you were talking about different objectives or different pharmacy, I'm not sure if anybody or if everybody know Evaluator. So what you can use here, you can use some objects, some visual tools on which you can demonstrate and compare what is what. And I think that it was the only recommendation within the time I have now. And it was really great. And what I would like to hear more is about the site of the resources, more names or some researchers or books, famous books or authors, just to raise up your, how to say it, knowledge about the advertisement. Overall, the speech was excellent, and thank you for this project.
Thank you, Lenka. Thank you for the evaluation. Now I'm giving a place or space and the microphone to anyone who was listening. Please raise your hand or give me a sign. Yes, Lenka, you want to speak again? Yes,
Yeah,
go for it.
In the conclusion, I was still thinking that to make it more impactful, like you gave us the question if you want to be influenced by the advertisement or we want to be the influencers. I would like to hear how can we be more influencers. You can give us some ideas how we can use the advertisement for our own good, how we can utilize all this information for our good, how we can be the influencer. So this was what I wanted to say to the conclusion.
Perfect. Someone else? Elena, okay, word is yours.
I didn't mean to raise my hand. I was just applauding. But great job, Teddy. Very nicely done. Your topic was really interesting. Your message was very clear. You spoke really clearly. Your pace was really good and really well done. I agree with the comment on the visual. I did not know what Ibalgan is. I'm from Slovakia, but I don't live there, so I don't know. I use Tylenol, so that would help.
Yeah, the truth is that we all know the pink pills. That's the most common here, I would say. But I agree that maybe a visual sign of the pill would be a good thing. Okay, who is the next one? Okay, Tibor, word is yours.
I'd like to comment on your gestures because they were almost perfect. I really liked the way you showed us how the brain works, which is kind of hard to explain in such a simple way as gestures, but you did it, and congrats on that. You used your audience, your most valuable resource you have now, which was interesting to see how you managed to check our knowledge through the simple gestures used in this Zoom app. But I'd like to advise you to work on your clarity, especially with the second point and the explanation of how the second type of advertisement differs from the first, as well as its definition on its own. Because I did not conceive it well at first, and therefore I think it would help more of us to hear you speaking about it through examples as you did later on, but overall you did not have to confuse us with the unclear definition at first. That's my recommendation, and thank you for your speech.
Thank you, Tibor. Thank you for great observation. Who is the next one? Okay, I will add my points because I took notes as well. It was mentioned that you used very good the audience you had, because at the beginning you used the question and then you asked us to use the reaction buttons, which was very good because the audience was connected and was paying the attention. As well, I like the fact that you did use at least somehow the visual aids that you were showing us, which part of the brain is working at which moment, or that you are pressing the ring button and so on. I admire that the whole speech was very energetic and very charismatic, that you had a very nice clear voice and clear body language. My only suggestion would be that when you are keeping your hands, you like to do this kind of thing. You use the hands and then you have the moments when you just grab them and keep them like this. So just be aware of it. It looks like it's your natural way of moving. Just be aware of that, that sometimes it is unnecessary. Is there anyone else who wants to add last few seconds? There on okay, Max, word is yours. You will be the last one giving the evaluation.
So firstly, I would just say that it was great how we communicated with the audience. I would just add that it's
Beep,
not
beep.
24 hours painkiller. Most people, usually in England, they call it paracetamol. That's how it's mostly known as, the pill which they take when they have headache or something what hurts. Yeah, that's probably just it, but it was great speech.
Perfect. Thank you, Max. We run out of the time. We heard the evaluations. I'm guessing Tereza will have a long list of what she can improve. And I think her next speech will be even more awesome than it was today. However, I'm moving to the quantitative roles because I for sure want to know, and that wasn't very correct in a grammatical way. I will probably hear it later on, but I would like that Damian tell us how we did with the English, because I'm guessing I used some filler words. I'm not sure about you, but I'm thinking that I did. Damian.
Thank you, Sonia, for your report. At the beginning, you didn't use any any filler word. But I paid attention the whole time. I just saw in Terka's speech. I heard in Terka's speech just using few so and like, but just like 2 or 3, and that is not much. So, pardon. And I'm happy for the result of this evening.
Awesome. Thank you, Damian. Thanks for checking if we really used or didn't use the unnecessary words. But now it's the harder part. Grammarian. Elena, tell us how we did.
You did really well. You know, English is not our first language, and it is very difficult to speak in a different language, especially that you guys live in Slovakia and you just get to practice it occasionally. I am going to point some things that I really liked, and I'm going to give us some suggestions what to think about for next time. I liked, Sonia, you said we are not keen on advertising. That's a very good word to use, keen. And Teri, I liked when you were talking about it's all about our brain, and it's about building an image and a brand. The thing that I as well need to keep reminding myself, we tend to translate English word for word, like we would say it in Slovak. Sonia, you said Teri is going to present us with advertising. Rephrasing it, I would say something completely different. Maybe something, welcome Tereska, who is going to have a presentation about advertising. Same thing, Teri, in Slovak we say in the TV, in the bus, but in English it's actually on the bus, on. And prehistorical times, I would say prehistoric times. But that's really all I heard. So well done, everybody. Thank you.
I think that deserves a big applause. Thank you, everyone. I know that it's a hard time, but we need to find out if we paid attention. And Max decided, or he was very nice and kind, to pick some questions for us. Please, everyone, especially Mr. General Evaluator, please pay attention to the rules.
Sorry. Since Tereza appeared, I passed my questions to her since she wanted to do the Quizmaster role. So she's going to do it instead of me, but she has most of the questions. So passing to Tereza.
Then, Terka, word is yours.
Thank you so much. So I will continue. Okay, rules are very simple. All of you, please unmute yourself. The first that I hear is the one that gets the question right. It has to be right too, okay? Okay, first question. In Tereza's speech, would people rather buy Ibalgin or paracetamol? Well done, Lenka. The point is yours. You have to be fast. I'm so sorry. That are the rules. Second question. Get ready. Which places did Tereza named where you can daily see advertisement? Name as much as you can.
TV, bus,
radio, internet.
Okay. And news. Well done. Then I have third question. Get ready. According to Tereza in her speech, do people tend to buy already known stuff, or more are they more likely to buy unknown?
The first one.
Well done, Lenka, but Sonia, Elena, you were really fast. I have another question. Get ready, because Lenka is too fast. In the end of Tereza's speech, she asked the question, do you want to, what she asked actually?
Well,
You
if
want to influence or be the influencer?
Well done, Tibor. The point is yours. Okay. And what was the Lenka's recommendation?
Use
When
visual props.
I didn't complete the question. Well done. That was the.
Tibor wants to win.
And there was one more thing to make it more professional, to make her speech more professional. She should use something or to find
Like mention
information.
resources.
Sorry?
Like mention resources.
Yes, resources. Mention resources and authors. And what Tibor liked about Tereza's speech. There were, yes, there were gestures and also contact or communication with audience. You're really good. You really paid attention. Okay, and I have just one more question. According to Elena, what do we Slovaks intend to do?
literally translate from Slovak.
Well done, Lenka. I'm sorry you're too fast. Tereza is just a little bit behind you, and you have to speed up a little bit. But thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Thank you. Big applause for the winners, even bigger for the almost losers. Well, very quick, Lenka. Okay, I will remember this. But it's time for the time report. So anyone who doesn't need to be unmuted, please mute yourselves. And I will hand over the stage to Tibor, who will give us a time report.
I don't know about you, but I hate colors. But people tend to love colors, so I'm gonna use colors to explain how well or not so well we did today. As you might have noticed, I've used 3 colors: green, orange, and red. So we do have 3 teams: green, orange, and red. On team green is Terry with her speech. mm, she she was meant to use 10 to 15 minutes. She managed to speak for 10:22. Then team orange, Elena as Grammarian, 1 to 2 minutes, 1:32. Team red, Lenka with her evaluation, 3:23. And Tereza with as a Quizmaster, 3:25. And you might have noticed that I have not mentioned all of the people and the topics we were discussing, because we do have 2 more teams. Team sprinters with Damian as the only participant, and his time 0:41. You could have used more time with your role. And the second team, team marathon runners, and on which there is Sonia as a Toastmaster with 8 minutes and 32 seconds instead of 7 as maximum, and all of us as a panel evaluation with 5.10. And I forgot to start the timer for myself, so I will be able to speak for as long as I need. Thank you.
Thank you, Tibor. Thank you. Awesome evaluation. Now I know that I'm in a team marathon. Good to know. Well, that was all for me, or almost all for me, because there is one person who was paying attention the whole evening, or so I hope. And I'm calling on the stage, I hope, Mr. General Evaluator Havran. Are you there?
Hello.
Oh, handing the stage over to Havran.
Hello, and thank you very much, Sonia. I'm going to have a lot of words for you today, so please take it with a grain of salt. I'm not here to be hating on you or something. You just did a little too many mistakes today, which you can take as learning opportunities. So from the start, the intro was good. I really like how you introduced what is Toastmasters, what's about the clubs, but you forgot to mention our club mission, which if I remember correctly, was your idea that we should say on each meeting. So for the next time, please don't forget our club mission, and maybe say what's different between our club and other clubs in Slovakia. Why are we special? Agenda was nice. I really liked how you improvised on the spot and filled the roles that were missing. It's not easy to do this type of stuff when you have not too many people before the meeting to choose from. So this was very nicely done. Questions. We try to manage the time, and if you run out of time, please do not ask another question. You've done this several times. The questions was nicely done. I really like how you chosen the question that is in line with the speech. That was a really nice touch, and I really do like that. Lenka, about your evaluation. You really nicely stated the goal of the speech. What's in from the project, what are the requirements and such, and you really had a nice structure of your evaluation. I really like the 1+1 evaluation. You had 2+2, but if you divide it, it's 1+1. And the personal thoughts, that was a nice touch. Evaluations should be from a personal standpoint. So that was nicely done. What you should do better next time is also manage your time. You almost finish on time, but what I will have to advise you for the next time is please do not use the time from the panel discussion to finish your thoughts, because and that's up on Sonia again as well. We were over time on the panel discussions, and it would end on time if you didn't take a few minutes at the beginning to finish your thoughts. Today's mostly recommendations will be about the time management. About the panel discussion itself, it's also always nice to have a multiple point of views from different people on a speech. It greatly helps the speaker to improve. Lenka, I like how you, on the other side, tried to save yourself and finish the thought. That was really nice improvisation on the spot. I have to give credit for, even with the on the other side advise you not to do it again, but like, yeah, that was a really nice improvisation. Damian, really nice work as for the first time timer. You can also count the other roles if you have only one speaker, because this is your time to learn what is the role about, and it's your time to shine. So if you only have one speaker, you can focus also on others and add them to your evaluation later. We do these roles for ourselves so we can learn. If the role was not filled, like, the meeting would carry on. But yeah, for the first time doing the role, I really liked it. It was nice. Elena, I really like you to try to address everybody via the example. What do I mean by this? You've spoken to Tereza directly and you were giving her the recommendations, maybe many times it is better to address everybody in the meeting and use the example of Tereza, like Tereza should use this and this more, and I really like this and this about her speech. We can all learn from the evaluation and from the tips, not only the speaker. I really like their positive attitude towards the passive learners in contrast with the people in the country. That was really nice to say that it is a harder role for us to learn the English when we are not actively using it every day, and put it as something good that we try to do it even if only occasionally. For me personally, I really like that one really small, simple thing. It made my day that I was praised almost. I really liked that one. Damian and Tereza. First, that was a really nice transition from the Damian to Tereza. The questions were good. The rules, Tereza, you explained really clearly, and you had a really nice atmosphere during the questions. People were entertained, so good one for that. Sonia, it is your role as the Toastmaster of the evening to be the leader. When you announce something, you should be in control of that situation. If you announce that the role would be done by Damian, if you see Tereza coming on, you should probably fill her in that the role was moved. You are a guide. We are looking towards you to lead us and guide us throughout the evening and through the meeting, and you should be in charge of this. Tibor, very nicely done with the colors. Like, really nicely done. Not too many people can do a timer role this nicely and this entertaining. I really liked how you used the teams. That was a really nice touch. About the teams, that's just a nitpicking from me. But the team marathon, as you called it, the English users would probably say the team slackers. That's a slang that is used for the people that do not do as good. It's nothing important. It's just maybe a little suggestion, a cherry on top. Your role was done really nicely, and I haven't seen it done this good in a very long time. And that's all about my general evaluation, and thank you all, and I'm giving word back to Sonia.
Thank you, Havran. Thank you, everyone. Will make a little correction. It was Max who was stepping up instead of Terka when she was not here. Not Damian. He's not feeling sad or crying into the pillow that you called him differently.
My bad, I'm so sorry.
We forgive you. As a proper guide, I'll try to rectify at least some errors. Thanks very much for the evaluation. I think we all can learn something from it. There are 10 minutes before 7, and I know that at least 2 people need to run. That's why I will start with them. Elena and Maxi will be the first one in the line whom I will be asking the question. Except the fact that we heard the evaluation from Havran and Lenka. What is the most interesting thing you learned tonight and you are taking home with you? And I will choose ladies first. Sorry, Max. Ladies first.
Look, I thought the meeting was really great. Terka had a really nice speech today, And, you know, we can always learn something from speeches, and she did a really nice job today. So that's what I'm going to take away. But what I was blown away by is the timing today. Amazing job, because I have visited a couple of times and this was perfectly run. You know, we're ending on time. Tibor did a fantastic job with those cards, and even, you know, gave us a peep if we were running too long. So that was really nicely done and a huge improvement since I was here last. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Elena. Max, word is yours.
Hi. I indeed also like the speech today, since it's always interesting just to hear somebody's opinion, but this one was more objective, since it wasn't just saying as it is bad or as it is good. So not only positives, but also negatives of it. Although I knew about the Pavlov's reflex, I really liked how she mentioned it, since I also just heard it in a TV and that's how I learned it. And this is just great how she put it in an example of this topic. I guess that's it. I really like the atmosphere of this meeting, although it's just the second one, but I really liked it.
Good. Thank you very much. I know that you two need to go now. Don't forget the next week, it's the first week of the month, so there will be improvisations, and they should be, as far as I know, in Slovak language. Elena, I'm looking at you mainly. Don't forget, you wanted to practice. Max, you are as well more than welcome. It will be a slightly different. There will be just the improvisations. No other thing. There won't be a prepared speech. We will all be improvising our quick reflexes and reactions. So don't forget, next Thursday at the same time, you are welcome to join us again at the meeting and have some fun. In case you need to leave, I'm very happy that you've been here. You still managed to get it and you still have a few more minutes. And I will return back to, because between you two, I have a picture of Terka Janšová, and I will ask her what her main thing from tonight is that she's going to take home.
Thank you, Sonia. Even though I haven't heard the whole speech, I like the last question about if we want just listen or we want to create something. And it is something that really helped me, even though I haven't heard the speech, but this quote or something was really good. And I like the way how Tibor was doing his job with those teams. That was really interesting. So that would be for me.
Perfect, Terka. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will swiftly move to two gentlemen I have on the screen. I will choose Damian as the first one. What
Thank
was
you,
the
Sonia.
most?
Lord, what I'm going to take from this evening, I really like the speech and how she used questions to engage us, and also that what she was doing with hands, like it was really good and good job. And also I like evaluation, and I'm understanding more laws and other things in Toastmasters.
Perfect, thank you. Tibor, I have you on the screen next to Damian. So what is the highlight for you today, except the
Well,
cards?
I wouldn't praise myself, but Teresa, I'm genuinely impressed. I may not have sounded like that while evaluating you, but I genuinely am impressed because you managed to give a speech in a time between 10 and 15 minutes, which is 2 to 3 times the length of regular Toastmaster speech, 5 to 7 minutes, and you managed to do so without losing our interest, which might seem like nothing, but it really isn't. To hold the attention of your audience for such a long time compared to what we are used to, it was great. And you are my today's favorite speaker from them all. Thank you.
Thank you, Tibor. Very nice. Okay, I have two ladies waiting to speak. I will start with the evaluator, Lenka.
Well, for me, it is the speech, which was really great. And it reminds me how many people fail to deliver such good research and present speech, because I saw many times how people forget that they have to research something and fill it with information, with the numbers, with people, with resources. So this speech was really good and I liked it very much. And the highlight of the day was that I was able to see you again all on one screen. That was really great. And I also like the atmosphere of today's meeting.
Awesome, thank you, Lenka. I'm moving to Tereza and her highlights, except the very nice speech she presented.
Thank you, Sonia. So for me today, I really like the atmosphere. I think everybody is just positive here, so that's really great. The second thing, it's like I'm blushing for already like 30 minutes. Thank you. And what I've learned today, that of course, thank you very much for your great evaluations. I have already created a list of my feedback, so I'm really glad that you have almost everyone told me something. And what I learned today was that the role of timekeeper can be interesting, because for me, it's like I thought it's boring and I was never interested in it. But thanks to Tibor, I learned that and I understand now how important it is and how funny it can be. So thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you, Tereza. I will add my words because last but not least will be General Evaluator who will close it, and after him, he will stop the recording. So what I take as the highlight is the fact that, yes, the timekeeper role can be done very, very good. And I liked how Tibor presented it. I know that the quickest and the marathon teams are not maybe the most popular, but I did like it, that it was entertaining. So for me, it's that as a highlight. And I'm grateful as well for Havran and his evaluation, because yes, we did agree on a few things and we should keep them. So that's my thing. Havran, the word is yours. And when you're done, you can close the whole meeting.
Okay, so thank you again for a word. Well, as I already said it, the highlight for me as for today's meeting is the timekeeper. Like, I've been in a countless meetings in a lot of different clubs, and this was by far the best timekeeper role I've ever seen in my over a year experience in Toastmasters. So really great job on that. We can all learn from you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And yeah, that's what I would really like to suggest to everybody. Think about the roles you do and how to make them entertaining for people. We are here to learn. We are here to move forward. And with that in mind, I'm officially ending this meeting. Thank you all for coming.